welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am here with my mom. We're in her kitchen and we are doing some cooking. So a couple of our family members were recently diagnosed with COVID, unfortunately. So thankfully they are recovering well, but we're gonna bring them a meal today. So I'm gonna let my mom tell y'all a little bit about what we're cooking today.
So what I'm going to cook today, so first of all, thank goodness that our family members are recovering. There's a whole bunch of them actually, but mom and dad can't taste much, but the 3 teenage preteen boys are hungry. So I'm going to make them one of my family favorites. It's called Tex-Mex spaghetti.
It's so good.
It is so good. It is simple, easy, a great thing to take for a crowd, a great thing to take for your family. And I'm gonna just bring y'all along in the kitchen today and show you how to make it. And I just want Lucas and Matthew and Mark to know that Aunt Lisa is coming with dinner. Let's get started.
Let's go.
So y'all, the best thing about this recipe is how easy it is and then how good it is, because I can tell you that the crowd will clean the pan up. So I'm gonna start off. This is literally made with stuff out of my freezer and cans. So I'm going to start it off with a half a stick of butter that I'm melting. And Catherine, get me that vegetable mix out of the freezer. And if you've cooked with me before, y'all know that I'm from Louisiana, and I don't think I know how to cook anything that doesn't have a base of celery, bell peppers, and onions. So this is a seasoning blend that I buy frozen at just the grocery store. I like this brand, this Pick's Fleet Farms brand. But you could you could cut up your own celery, onion, and bell pepper. You could do that. You could buy it already chopped up in the grocery store. But that frozen bag works really well for me. So I'm all about shortcuts sometimes, because a lot of times when I'd make this, of course it was the afternoon, I'd be coming home from work, everybody needed something to eat pretty quick, and I needed to use ingredients that I had on hand. So the first thing you do is I took a half a stick of butter and I'm melting it. I have a cup of those frozen vegetables, so I'm gonna add them to the butter. I'm gonna saute those vegetables. While that's cooking, I have some water boiling because I'm gonna put some spaghetti in there in a minute, and I'm gonna cook the spaghetti. Okay, so remember, this is easy, convenient, good. So I used frozen vegetables. I'm using my already pre-chopped garlic. I don't have time to chop up garlic tonight, and this one would not, the fresh flavor of garlic would not make a difference in the outcome of this dish. So what I need to do is, while these vegetables are cooking, I've got the water boiling. Need to put a little salt in that water, and I'm going to show you all the rest of the ingredients while we're waiting. So the ingredients are super easy. You use a can of original Rotel tomatoes. You use a can of the Campbell's golden mushroom soup. So the next ingredient's a little tricky here, because
I messed up.
Rotel has what's called chili fixins, Rotel, that I absolutely love. That's what I used for this recipe. Catherine said they were out of it, so she brought chili ready tomatoes. The problem is the chili fixins has some different ingredients in it. So if you can buy that can of chili fixins Rotel, it's the best thing to use. But what I did to this can of diced tomatoes is I just went ahead and added the seasonings that go in it. I added chopped onions, some garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of chili powder, and a teaspoon of cumin to bring these tomatoes up to the flavor of the chili fixins. And then it calls for a can of corn. Got some ground beef I'm getting ready to cook in here with the vegetables. Spaghetti and some velveeta cheese that has been grated. So as the vegetables get sauteed, the next ingredient that you add is 1.5 pounds of ground beef. If y'all are thinking my ground beef looks a little red, it's because my Uncle Stanley likes to hook me up with ground venison, so I have plenty of ground venison at my house. And it's actually mixed with a ground brisket, so it's a really good flavor. And I am just gonna start sauteing, get this out of these bags, and I'm gonna saute the meat with the vegetables right here. Here, Catherine, why don't you come stir this up? I'm gonna get the cheese out of the refrigerator.
This recipe is definitely one of my favorites that my mom cooked growing up. It is so delicious. She also makes a chicken spaghetti that is incredible as well. We love spaghetti around here in all shapes and forms. It's a lot easier to buy the pre-shredded Velveeta, but since my mom had this in the fridge, we're just gonna go ahead and grate it, although this is gonna be a mess. It does not grate that well, but
It grates good enough.
it grates good enough. So going to grate up about 2 cups of this Velveeta cheese.
All right, time to finish this up. I'm put a little salt in the water here. My water is boiling, and I'm gonna do a 16-ounce package of spaghetti. So let me just add it to my little spaghetti pot here. And then, Catherine, did you see the ground venison? Y'all, what I love about the ground venison, of course, is that there's just not so much grease in there, but there is some moisture. And I know this is probably an unconventional way of getting some of that out, but I'll just put some paper towels right here. I do this with grease too. So I got the ground beef ready, and I'm gonna add the Rotel, the chili Rotel fixins, can of that. I'm gonna add a can of original Rotel. See, Rotel is what makes it the Tex-Mex spaghetti. It's not your, it's kind of got that chili kind of flavor, spaghetti, chili flavor, a little spicy with the, little bit spicy with the green peppers or the green chili peppers in it. Not too spicy, kind of mild. And then this Campbell's Golden Mushroom Soup. We're gonna put that in there. Just stir it up, let those flavors blend together a little bit. And I'm gonna add a little salt and pepper. It smells so good, you can just smell that chili powder in it. So remember when I doctored up that Rotel, I did 2 teaspoons of chili powder, and I did a teaspoon of cumin, and a half teaspoon of garlic powder, and a teaspoon of minced onions. Just kind of doctored it up a little bit to get that extra chili fixins flavor. All right, so I'm adding the grated cheese to the mix of meat and tomatoes. Okay, shout out to the Hill Run Professional Women's Group. Thank you for my cup that I just got, and it works really well when I'm cooking in the kitchen. So I've added the Velveeta to the mixture. So we're gonna stir it up and let it melt. In the meantime, while that's melting, once it's melted, I need to add this can of corn. Michael's spaghetti pot here. If y'all notice, you put the lid on it and you screw these little things closed, and then I'm gonna strain the spaghetti just through the holes into the sink here. He was so proud of this, and I when he found it, and he wanted me to order it for him on Amazon, so I got it. And now I've come to love it because it's so much easier when I have to make the pasta and strain it. So I've got this cheese melted into this ground beef right here. Or ground meat, I guess, since I cooked venison today. When I get the venison made, I get it about 80% venison and 20% ground beef. So it won't be, it'll add a little bit of fat to it. And then, so if you'll notice, the cheese is all melted in here. I'm gonna add this can of corn. One of the things that I've done that some people like and some people don't, and I forgot to ask Lewis, so I didn't do it, is you could add a can of black beans, and that gives it that even more Tex-Mex or pinto beans, whatever you want to add, get that little extra Tex-Mex thing happening. So since I'm taking this to somebody's house for them, I picked me up a disposable pan today. Thank you, Michael. And I'm just going to put this together in the pan. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is add the spaghetti here.
I want a noodle.
So y'all, basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna let these cook even more, because I'm gonna stick all this in the oven now and I'm gonna bake it. Stir it up a little bit more. Get all the pasta blending together with everything else. Look how big of a pot of spaghetti that is, y'all. So it's a pound and a half of meat, a pound of spaghetti, and a good couple of pounds of additional things. So we're talking 5 pounds of food right here. You can feed a crowd. I'm feeding 3 teenage boys, so they'll probably eat that whole pan. So we just put it in the oven, set the oven for 30 minutes, and we're gonna just let that cook.
At what temperature?
350, 30 minutes, and probably about the last 5 minutes, I'll sprinkle some more shredded cheese on top and let it get all melted on the top. Hey, y'all wanna see what this looks like? So I had the timer set for 25 minutes. Look how good that looks. And I pulled it out just enough so that I can sprinkle some more shredded Colby Jack on the top. So look, just had some extra Colby Jack. So I'm gonna just put it on the top, set it for 5 more minutes and let that cheese get all melted and yummy.
Y'all, this Tex-Mex spaghetti, we just pulled it out of the oven and it looks incredible. I think I'm gonna steal me a little serving. I don't think my aunt and uncle will mind, but I've got to dig in and give this a try. I'm scooping myself out a little bit of this Tex-Mex spaghetti, and we are going to give it a try. All right, y'all, I cut myself a serving, and let's give her a little bit of a taste test before I close out this video. Ooh, this smells so darn good. Cheers.
Isn't that good?
So good.
Y'all, it really is good. It's cheap, easy, fast, and delicious.
Oh,
and, yeah. Teenagers love it.
Well, y'all, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel down below if you haven't done so. And I'll see y'all again real soon with another video. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody. Mwah!